Welcome to the Gorman Alumni Game. Current D1 team in orange as the home team, and former Gorman players in white. Got a bootleg copy of the alumni roster here. Alphabetical order: Bill Hars, Cranford, Luke Miller, Matt Miller, Mulcahy, Jones, O'Hara, Tamayo, Schuberta, Edwards, Gartsky, Halverson, Israel, Machado Welch, Ross, Rowe, Kingston, and Barkas, Legion.
So you guys have heard me say it 1,000 times, but alumni, thank you for starting this program. Thank you for what you did. Let's give them one last round of applause here. All right, at defense, Josh Billhars. At forward, Kingston Thorne. Forward, Caden Israel. At forward, Benjamin Tomeo. At B, Luke Miller. At D, Caden Mulcahy. At forward, Caden Ross. At forward, Charlie Edwards. At D, Matt Miller. At D, Ty Cranford. At D, Ty Jones, your turn now. At forward, Carson Rowe. At forward, Tristan Schuberta. At forward, Jack Gartsky. At B, Caden O'Hara. At goalie, Marcus Falzian. At forward, Larry Halverson. At forward, Zach Machado Welch. All right, guys, let's have some fun.
All right, kicking this off for the D1 team. Luong, Evan Davis. Maybe Luong playing it forward. Baldy at forward. Layerson at forward. We have an all D line. Kick off the game for the D1 team. 15 minutes on the board. We'll correct that in a little bit. Puck comes out in favor of Team Alumni. Rowe feeds it out to the defense. Sends it down on net. Brushed aside. Turned over. Shot, save. Off the blocker, loose out front, sent aside by Evan Davis. Pucks around the boards, in net. Shot, save. Skoska in net for Gorman. Turned over right out front, picked up by Posner in the corner. Couldn't get there, sent around the other way. Evan Davis sends it around the boards, couldn't clear. Loose at the blue line. Rowe dangles through, poke checked off, shot up and over. From Cranford, fed back down low by okay. Kept in zone by the Alumni team. Fitzy in for Gorman, as well as Fish and Godino. Long shift for D1's defense. Cleared, fed back down low by Bilhars. And Thorne goes on the forecheck. Pauser sends it out back behind the net. Brought out by Baldy. Trent. Trent's gonna regroup. Schuberta forces him to the outside. Trent makes the neutral zone. First time for the D1 team. Shot, save. Follow-up save by Varkas. Fitzy feeds it back down to the point. Davis at defense, walks it up. Dangles through. Couldn't get the shot off. Poke checked off, and it comes back the other way. Trent looking for support. And we'll bring it through the neutral zone again. Walks it up. He's got Davis and Godino in tow. Fish at the point. Jennings at the blue line. Ball comes out to Fish. Fed back down low to Godino. Picked up by the Alumni. Davis comes in, poke checks it off the stick of Israel. And Gorman feeds it across D1 to the other side. Will go for a change. Baldy forces the pass down low. Creel at D, back behind the net. Baldy back behind the net for Gorman, feeds it out to Long in the far corner. Taken off a stick. O'Hara working up high, shot off the helmet and into the netting. Cycle back around the other way. Jennings looking to pick that up in the corner, comes out to Luong on the forecheck. Fish feeds it out to Creel. Sorry, that was Kerr. Feeds it out to Creel. Couldn't connect there. And Luong will regroup with Baldy in the neutral zone. Walks it in. Lost control. Boys will tag up or walk it back. Tritton gets there. Stuffs the clearing attempt. Comes out to Creel. Feeds it through the crease. Couldn't hit Luong on the backside. Puck still in play. Cash Johnson comes in, drops back to Tritton. And the Alumni clears it. Matt Miller on the forecheck, cleared by Laskoska. Jada Welch keeps it in the zone. Rowe feeds it back down low. Machado Welch working back behind the goal line. Cash Johnson there for Gorman D1. Edwards closes that off, trying to keep it along the far wall. Feeds it back down low. Posner in the far corner. Chipped off the gloves of Bonifazio. Fed back down low. Johnson sends it around. Posner trying to poke check it. Comes out in favor of the Alumni team, loose and covered by Laskoska. And we're just going to run the clock here. Face-off coming up. D1 D-zone. Mesa in for the puck drop. Edwards for Alumni. D1 missing a player. Fitzy comes in with the shaded visor. Feed out to the blue line, picked off by Larison. Mesa feeds it back across to Larison, brings it in the zone, feeds it through the crease, tipped by Fitzy just to the left of the net. But back out to Trent at the blue line. Near point. Larison feeds it across to Evan Davis. Bad bounce, and he sends it back down low. Jennings feeds it across. Held. And Fitzy will bring that back to the neutral zone. Going to regroup with Trent back at the blue line. Walks it in. Off a stick, picked up by Ross. Ross lost control of the blue line. Shipped across. Mulcahy feeds it back up. Baldy out to Larison. Ross and Gartsky. Gartsky gives a hit open ice. A love tap by Gartsky standards from what I recall from last season. As he says hello to Laskoska, Godino brings it along the near boards. Okay, forces it out. Fitzy sends it through the crease. No one there for Gorman. Fish couldn't stuff that one in, so race the other direction. Okay, on the lead. Walks it up, shot, loose out front. Follow-up shot, covered. 8-18. Davis, Posner, Godino, Fish, and Luong. And they're going to have Posner take the face drop. The face-off. Puck comes out. And Luong looks to clear. Bilhars keeps it at the blue line. Davis comes in, poke checks it off. Picks it up, back at the goal line, walks back behind the net. He's got Thorne on his tail. Picked off by Halverson. Halverson shot, deflected up and over the net. Cleared by Luong, feeds that up to Godino. He's got Fish with him, tied up. Luong keeps it in play. Feeds it back down low. Davis and Posner at the blue line. Glove down by Posner. Poke checked off, and it's a foot race the other way. Israel on the forecheck. Davis comes in and cuts him off. Sent wide to near wall. By Laskoska. Battle through the neutral zone. Fish. And Thorne. Thorne steals it. Walks it up. Brings it around. Cut off by Posner. Godino picks that up in the neutral zone. He's got Fish with him. Shot. Loose up front. Picked up by Luke Miller. Brings it across. He's got Edwards with him. Cross pass picked off by Jennings. Loose. And Larison tries to feed it across. Gets picked up. Jennings and Davis working up high. Edwards racing for the puck with Larison. Larison chips it across. Creel feeds it out to Jennings. Makes the zone. Shot up and over the net. Loose on the net. Freed by Creel and Luke Miller. Edwards through the neutral zone. Cycles back. Got O'Hara with him. Shot deflected. Still loose. Machado Welch sends it down low. Clearing attempt denied as Mulcahy feeds it on net, goes wide. Edwards says hello to Kerr in the corner. And a pass out wide. Evan Davis, cross eyes pass to Creel, picked off by O'Hara. Tritton takes a hit outside the box. And Kerr, Larison, back out to Trent through the neutral zone. Scott Ross on him, as well as Machado Welch. Cycles back around. Through the middle, Creel chips it just left of the net. Pass out to Tritton. Picked up by Mulcahy. Cash Johnson has it in the corner, far side, feeds it out to Trent. Loose, shot. No goal as Trent looks for another opportunity. He's got Baldy at the blue line. Near side. Too hot to handle. Fed back around by Mulcahy. Denied by Johnson. Pass. Clearing attempt picked up by Baldy. Oh, we're going to say it's offsides. And Rowe brings it in. Gets hooked by Baldy. Shot up and over the net. And puck's going to come all the way out. Schiberta there for the Alumni. Drops it back to Mulcahy. To Schiberta along the far wall. Mesa scoops it up. Ross almost comes away with that one. Bonifazio sends it to Posner at the blue line. Gartsky hovering. Punches the goalie. Cleared. Walk back in. Shot. Clearing attempt. Sorry. Through the crease. No one there. Gartsky putting pressure on the exit. And Cranford gets tripped up by Mesa. Turned over. Fitzy. Shot. Loose out front. Cleared out. Picked up by Luong. Shot. And still zeros on the board. About 3.5 minutes left. Luong, Davis, Fitzy, Godino, and Evan Davis face off in Alumni D-zone. Davis wins that back to Evan Davis. Sent around the boards. Fitzy pinches up. Couldn't grab that one at the mound of snow. And Godino's going to wind up. Poke checked off a stick. Bilhars walks it up. Feeds it. Goal. And Alumni takes a lead with about 3 minutes left. Gartsky lands it with the feed from Bilhars. Fish, Godino, Davis, Evan Davis, Colin Davis both, and Luong. Fish in for the face-off. Schiberta in for the face-off for Alumni. Davis sends that one back off the face-off. Out of reach of Evan Davis. Evan Davis can get there for Gorman, chips it off the backboards. Godino comes down low, trips up Israel. At the feet of Fish. Fish feeds it out to Davis. Davis along the near wall. Chips it in. Picks it up. Trying to feed Fish. Kept in by Luong. Clearing attempt denied by Godino. Comes out to Davis in the slot. Davis sends it on net just off the post. And finished off by Godino. And we have a tie game. Minute and a half left in the first of probably 3 periods, 15 minutes each. Running clock. Face-off coming up in the tie game. Creel, Kerr, Jennings, Baldy, Larison, Edwards, O'Hara, Mayo, Jones, and Luke Miller. Creel chips that one out into the neutral zone. Jennings, pass to Kerr, picked off by O'Hara. Chipped off the glass, bouncing pass out. Makes its way to Larison. Mayo on the forecheck, forces him through. Locked up by Larison, shot up and into the netting for not a stoppage. It's a fun little pickup game before the holidays. This will be the last broadcast of 2025. Games will resume January I believe the first weekend after the holiday, after the New Year. Baldy sends that one out to Larison at the face-off dot. Shot, tips, goes wide. Shot, short side. Save, Arcus. Oh, no. That is a goal. I believe. Correction. I'm being told not a goal. Few too many players for D1. Mesa and wait for it. Ross into the face-off. Puck comes out in favor of Alumni. Cranford feeds that one through, walked up by Welch. Shot goes wide. Rowe for the face-off. Blue line pass, makes his way into the neutral zone. Cranford dangles across. Chipped in, Ross goes on the forecheck. Shot save by Laskoska. Shot off a leg and up into the netting. Ross sending it off the back of the leg of Tritton. Puck comes out in favor of D1. Glove down out front, save. Skoska goes out to Trent. Rowe closes the gap, as well as Ross. Puck comes out to the blue line. Posner there to stuff it, bounces through the neutral zone. Welch walks it in, sends it on net, and brushed aside by Laskoska. Trent, stretch pass out to Tritton, and no goalie interference this game, but we will be calling icing. Schuberta, Matt Miller, Thorne, Gartsky, and Bilhars. For Alumni, Godino in at center for D1. Wins that one back. Evan Davis back behind the net. Pass out to Bonifazio, picked up by Bilhars in the neutral zone, and he's going to send it down low. Luong, the other defenseman, comes out to him on the far side. Dangled by Luong. Kingston closes it off. Mulcahy drops down low. Schuberta almost picks that one off. D1 gets the clear. Fitzy sends it across. Schuberta walks it up, poke checked off the stick. Long sends it across, cleared by D1. Godino tripped up by Schuberta. Sent around the boards by Matt Miller. Kept in by Gartsky. He's got Thorne out front, couldn't connect. Godino pinned in his corner. It's tied up in the clearing attempt. Gartsky looks defeated to Schuberta, couldn't get the shot off. Halverson working along the near boards, forces Fitzy to send it all the way down. Not enough for a night. Oh, nope. And just like that, they called an icing. Appreciate all the former Gorman players from the alumni team coming into play. Some teams playing here locally, 18U and juniors, and some playing juniors abroad. It's nice to have a lot of them back for the holiday. Face-off win, comes out to Israel. Israel shot, goes wide. Had a window there. Comes out, shot, goal. Ty Jones puts Alumni up by 1 for a 2-1 game. And looks like D1 was missing a player for that one. Davison for the face-off, as well as Halverson. Comes out to Creel. Creel scoops that one up. Ty Jones with the goal. Fish in the near corner. Gets poke checked off a stick. Davis comes in, breaks up the exit. Halverson recovers, sends it in. And Alumni on the forecheck, picked up by Laskaska. Shot on net and a save. Baldy looking to center on the boards, denied. Fish chips it out to Creel, couldn't connect. Jones sends it out to Luke Miller, couldn't connect. Miller is going to bring it through on the far side. Poke check by Creel. Sent out through 2-on-1. Davis drops it back to Larison. Back behind him through the legs. I think the boys are just having fun at this point. Larison sees an opening. He's going to walk it in. Shot off a stick, still in play. Cleared as Machado Welsh brings it through the neutral zone. Baldy looking to give a hip check. Shot off a body, goes wide. Edwards trying to recover and get a shot off. Couldn't catch the bouncing puck. Trent in the far corner, bouncing through the slot, picked up by Edwards, shot. Glove save. Bouncing puck comes out. Gilberto drops it back. Off the legs of Kerr, chipped out. Jennings couldn't hold on to that one. Trent's going to bring it in. Scott Johnson with him. Fed back down low by Kerr. Trent, Posner couldn't get the shot off. And Alumni brings it through. Ross sends it down low. Schubert looking to feed it through, picked up at the goal line by Kerr. 3-on-2, he's got Jennings with him. Poke checked off by Cranford. Loose in the corner, off the glass and cleared. Faircloth on his way to the bench plays the puck. Too many men on ice, two goaltenders. And penalty here will come in the form of a penalty shot. Looks like Schubert is going to take that one for Gorman Alumni. Faircloth in net, just got in. This will be his warm-up. Shot save, Faircloth. And the trash talking commences. Face-off coming up in D1 D-zone. Mesa and Thorne in for the puck drop. Makes his way out to the blue line. Shot. Glove save. And Garsky tries to free that one up. .620 remaining in the second period. And the face-off comes out in favor of Alumni. Billhars walks it up through the crease. Tritton forces pass out to Mesa. Bonifazio brings it through, ties it up, sends it out to Mesa. Mesa on the forecheck. Gets hooked, and there will be a penalty coming up. And Mesa may have a penalty shot himself. Opportunity to tie the game. Hooking is the call. And man, they're just gonna throw, no. Matt Miller's heading to the box. Matt Miller serving timeout, or a little timeout for him, a minute and a half. Clearing attempt denied by Evan Davis. Shot off a shin of Israel. Davis pinches up, still in play. Touched the net ever, just barely. And you didn't see that because I didn't turn the camera. I want to apologize. As I'm sure it is with a lot of everybody watching, a lot of people. It's been a little hectic over the holidays. Trying to squeeze everything in, and as well as this broadcast. Puck comes out to Bonifazio, couldn't get the shot off. Luke Miller breaks that one up. Halverson, stretch pass, no ice. Luke Miller working down low. Chips it out to Mulcahy. Shot and save, Fairclough. Keeps it a 2-1 game. Face-off coming up in the D1 D-zone. Gudino and Halverson in for the face-off. Comes out in favor of D1. Trent at the goal line. He's got Halverson on him. Forces a pass out to Gudino. Power plays still in effect for Team D1. Fish back behind the net. Gudino near wall. Luke Miller forces him, send it up high. Shot. Baldy goes wide. Out to Gudino near wall. Fitz. Posted out front in the crease. Fish in the bumper position. Gudino shot. Loose. Through the crease. Follow-up shot. And still in play. Bouncing through the neutral zone. Picked up by Larison. Sends it through. No icing. Gudino's going to get there for D1. Sends it back across to Trent. Trent looking for a pass option. And we're back to full strength for Alumni. Alumni's got a man deep. Stretch pass picked off by Gudino. Gudino dangles through. Tries clearing it. Dumping it in. And that'll come out down by the Alumni goal. Luke Miller. Matt Miller. Turned over. Fish shot looking for the top left corner. Off the blocker. Fed back down low by Trent and sent back the other way. No icing. For real this time. Stretch pass the other way. Gudino drops it into Creel. Drops it back to Gudino. Back to Creel. Couldn't connect. And Edwards forces Gorman to send it down low. Trent gets down to the goal line. Mulcahy along the near wall. Chips it up. Looking to hit. Welch. Shot just left of the net. Okay, there, pick it up. Davis breaks that one up. Left it back for Trent. Stretch pass out to Creel. Chipped in and off the glass. Goes on the forecheck. Jones with him. Battles through. He's got Davis out front. Poke checked off, goes wide. And Davis comes in from the blue line. Got Posner. Shot. Off the blocker. Still live puck. Halverson the other way. Alumni scoops that one up. Machado Welsh forces it off the stick of Davis at the blue line. And Trent back behind the goal line. Looking for a lane. Chips it out to Jennings. Denied. Cranford sends it in. Or not. Puck comes out to Davis. Davis sends it out to Creel. Creel goes on the forecheck. He's got Jennings with him. Shot off the post. Off the crossbar. Could have been an offsides there. Gilberto walks it in, dingles through. Shot off the pads of Faircloth. Sent out to Jennings on the near side. Johnson sends it back to Jennings. Jennings looking to work through Bilhars. Poke checked off the stick. Ross steals it at the blue line, brings it back the other way, sends it down low, denied by Davis of the Collin variety. We got two Davises for this game here. Davis looking to pick it up in the neutral zone. Picked up by Evan Davis. To Luong. Kerr lobs it in. Johnson and Mesa there as well, and that'll be the end of the second. Shots on goal, 21-12, favor of Alumni. They're lighting up the scoreboard, both in points and shots on net. As I mentioned, some of these players playing here locally at the junior level, 18U level, some playing abroad at those same levels. Some haven't played since the end of last season. Fresh 15 on the board. Comes out, favorite D1. Luong out to Trent. Walks it through, he's got Gartsky on him. Brings it up front, couldn't get the shot off. And sent out to the far side, Gartsky couldn't get the clear. Cash Johnson keeps it in play, as well as Kerr. Loose at the feet in the neutral zone as Thorne and O'Hara battle through. Loose out front, shot, goal. O'Hara makes it a 3-1 game. Shades and Halverson in for the face-off. But comes out to Baldy, couldn't bring it in the zone. Halverson ties it up at the blue line. Bonifazio looking to make the zone, denied by Mulcahy. Shades with a shot off the body, goes wide. Sent around the boards, out to Luke Miller. Luke Miller with some room. Scott Schiberta with him. Opts to dump it down low. Sent around the boards. Gorman clears. Tritton working through the neutral zone. Okay, sorry, Luke Miller ties that one up. And Halverson sends it back around. Machado Welch on the press, tipped down by Baldy. Baldy's got Fish with him along the far side. Shiberta looking to break that one up. Comes out to Larison. Larison Bonifazio on the rush. Crashing the net. Bonifazio shot deflected wide. Shiberta picks it up in the corner. Chips it out. Bonifazio there for D1 through the slot. No one there. As Godino dangles through. Okay, he says, no, sorry, that's Shiberta. Dangles through. And Baldy able to get a poke check in there. Brings it back to the zone. Bonifazio on the way to the bench. Fish comes back to recover. Fish to the neutral zone. Dangles through. He's got Jennings with him. Shot off the post. Drop back Jennings. Shot goes right at the net. Posner there to keep it in, and he does. Sends back to Godino. Shot goes to the right off the pads. Fish with a shot right outside the crease, and that is sent into the netting by Varkas. Oskoska back in net over on the D1 side, and we'll have a face-off in Alumni territory. About 11 and a half to go in the first Alumni game for Gorman. Puck comes out. Evan Davis sends it out to Posner. Fades it back down low. Godino. Evan Davis shot off the pads. Fish working back at the goal line. Israel, the Alumni team trying to clear, denied by Godino. Godino takes a hit by Rowe. Jones with a clearing attempt denied, still in play for D1. Posner holding it down outside the Alumni bench. Fed back down the other way. Ty Jones gonna opt to bank it off the walls. Scott Ross in the neutral zone. Jennings comes in to pick that up along the near wall. Brings it back in. Sends it down low. Gorman gonna squeeze in a partial change. As Creel and Garsky get tied up. Garsky feeds it back. D sends it in. Creel breaks it up. Luong back behind the net. Out to Trent. Through the neutral zone. Trent dangles through, sends it across, shot. Johnson denied by Varkas. Sent around the boards. Davis pinches up. Garsky there as well. Davis couldn't close that one off in time. And O'Hare has an opportunity the other way. Luong forces him wide. Loose in the slot. And Alumni couldn't take advantage of that one. Trent and Creel and Johnson. Shot by Creel goes wide. Thorin sends it along the near wall. O'Hara looking to clear. Davis holds it. Feeds it back down low. Creel there for Gorman D1. Looking to send it back through the slot. No one there for D1. Larison battles with Garsky. Garsky poke checks it off. Looking to send it to Luke Miller. Tripping call coming up. As Matt Miller touches the puck and kills that one off. And Garsky will head to the box. Gorman D1 goes on the power play. Alumni leading 3-1 in the inaugural Alumni game. Alumni PK, Machado Welch. Okay, Luke Miller and Halverson. Power play coming up. Creel, Godino, Jennings, Fish, and Trent. Luke Miller sends it around the boards. Not enough to clear. Bring it back the other way. Okay, he sends it around the boards. Godino at the blue line, keeps it in the zone, high in the slot. Fish shot denied. by Farkas. Chipped off the glass, kept in by Trent. Trent has to regroup. Halverson on him. Feeds it out to Fish along the near wall. Sends it back into Trent. High in the point. Back out to the other side, Godino. Far wall pushed aside by Halverson. Okay, forcing back behind the goal line. Fish near wall, pressed. Back out to Trent at the blue line. Faircloth. Coming in the crease for D1. Shot tipped, loose up front. Pretty sure that went in, but nothing said by the sole referee as Alumni team gets a change in. Minute and a half penalties in this game. Jennings brings it through the neutral zone. Tamayo forces him wide. Shot denied by Tamayo. Jennings high in the slot, feeds it down low, tip loose. Farkas with another save. Shots on goal, closing up here, 22-21 in favor of Alumni. As D1 looks to catch up here. Midway through the third. Kerr, Mesa, Tritton, Larson, and Baldy. It comes out, Mesa. Mesa's got Edwards on him. Back out to Mesa, neutral zone, he's gonna regroup Larson. Larson makes midway across the ice and sends it around the boards. Tritton looking to close that one off. Comes out in favor of Kerr, shot. Off a body, goes wide, bad bounce. And Chiverta chips it and goes on the forecheck. Baldy poke checks that one off. Gartsky forces Lair to send it along the near boards. Cranford feeds it back around. Chiverta almost breaks that one up right outside D1 crease. Tritton gets a lob it in. And Gorman to go for a change. Fitzy or Shades. In for Gorman. Mesa looking for a passing option. Shot off the side of the net. Mesa recovers in the near corner. Kerr shot. Sent wide by Varkas. Chipped back down low by Posner. Posner pulls that in. Feeds it back down low. Mesa in the near corner. Chips back out to Evan Davis. Evan Davis pressed. Sends it back down. Try the other side. Posner. Shot loose out front. Picked up by Ty Jones. Sends it around the boards. Posner sends it back through the crease. Glove down by Chiverta. Shades pokes that one off. Takes a huge hit in the process. Open ice hit. As Matt Miller brings it through. Drops it out. Rowe's going to feed it down low. Bonifazio chips it and clears off the body of Bilhars. Picked up by Ross. Shot off the body. Goes wide. Posner there. Force him. They drop back. Israel trying to cycle through. Goes off a skate. Out to Cash Johnson. Johnson through the neutral zone. Dingles gets poke checked off. Almost gloved down by Davis. Ross has an opportunity the other way. Luong, shot. Luong forces a shot along the short side, still in play. Off the side of the net. Israel lost control back behind the goal line. Luong sends it around the boards to Trent. Trent chips it across. Luong recovering on the far by O'Hara. O'Hara sends it through the crease. Cleared out to Bonifazio. Bonifazio sends it out. Davis has Thorne on him. Poke checked off. Cash Johnson lobs it through Luong. Stolen by Bilhars. And O'Hara looks to recover. It's at the feet of Bonifazio. Trent looking for a lane. Walks it up, shot. Save, Arcus. Davis gets sticking there on the breakout pass. Fish holds it on the far wall. Sends it back down low. Halverson closes that one off. Thorne and Halverson come away with it. Larry trying to chase down Mulcahy. Picked up by Larison. Read that one the whole way through. Godino comes through. Working with Machado Welch. Shot brushed aside by Vargas. Minute 50 remaining. Trent feeds it back down low. Jennings gets tied up at the blue line. Fish looks to clear. Mulcahy says no. Fed through, picked up by Jennings. Sent over by the post, and some how you doing outside the crease. Face off in the D1 D zone. Fish. And Tamayo. Baldy brings it around the near side. Out to Evan Davis. Pass out to Godino. Dingles through. Matt Miller on the back check. Forces a pass, drop back. Baldy, shot. Save, Vargas. 1 minute left in the third, and that'll just about wrap it up. Wins back to Evan Davis. Shot off the pads, loose. Baldy reloads. Couldn't get the shot off. Recovers. Walks it back up. Mesa shot off the glove. Tritton shot denied. Pass out. Creel. Evan Davis. Fed down low. Chipped. Out to Mesa. Shot. Save. Goal. Tritton. Brings it to a 3-2 game as Baldy trash talks Team Alumni. 13 seconds left. They're going to stop the clock here. And we're just going to leave the clock here. 2 minutes left on the board. Extra minutes showed up. And we're just going to leave the clock here. An extra 2 minutes magically appeared as Team D1 picks up the pace. Poke checked off by Luke Miller, sent down low. Faircloth chips it off the glass. Shot, save. Faircloth comes out to Creel along the near wall. Picked up by Alumni. Creel feeds it across on the opposite side. No icing. Mesa, nope, that is an icing. 2:35 now. The clock might be going the wrong way. And 3-2. Missed the goal earlier. My apologies. Kerr in for the face-off. Going up against Gartsky. Shot. Save. Faircloth comes out to Shades. Johnson chips it out to Luong. Luong, the forward, drops it to Shades. Shot. And glove save. Vargas, and the clock is stopping. Nope, it is now running. As a new group comes in. Fish, Godino, Davis, Luong, and Posner. Dino, stick goes a little wide, excellently takes out Luke Miller. Puck comes out in favor of Luke Miller. Kick back down low by Posner. Cadino, shot. Davis working up front. Comes back out to Cadino. And scooped up by Gartsky. Gartsky's got Israel with him, gets tied up, sends it down low. Empty net. And that's an icing. Slash is the call. 56 seconds left, empty net. And we'll have a little bit of 6-on-4. And looks like we have Trent, Larison, Colin Davis, Bonifazio, Fish, and Mesa. That is 6. Oh, are they going to squeeze in a 7th? Jennings slips in. And they're going to bring this one all the way back into the D1 D zone. Bonifazio heads off. We'll keep it as 6-on-4. 6-on-5. Gartsky did not head to the box. Mesa and Ross in for the faceoff. Words exchanged. $1:01 now on the clock. More time added. And penalties on the board for D1. Someone sent to the box. You have a double minor of minute 52 somehow, some way, and we're still playing 6-on-4, 6-on-5. 1:01 on the scoreboard here. I'm not even going to try to keep track anymore. The clock's going the wrong way every time I look at it. Referee. An extra puck ended up on the ice. Davis on the forecheck. Stick lifted. Trent through the middle. No puck. Thrown on the ice later on. 6 attacker. 6 player, I believe. Oh, they're going to. Yeah, 6 on Alumni. Whistle blown. And everybody's on the ice now. Vark is stopping everything. Gartsky fighting with Laskoska. Goalie fight on the other side. Davis battling on the other side. Rowe comes in to dislodge it, comes out to Davis, and that's going to be it. Schuberta now fighting with Laskoska. And that looks like it will be it. Great game for both teams. Alumni with a solid win, 3-2. That'll wrap it up for this year for the channel here. Next games will take place first weekend of January that isn't the holiday weekend, whatever days those are. I believe the remaining games during the regular season will be done, or will be on this channel. I think CIH is done with the Gorman games for D1 anyways until playoffs. And that will take place in February. All the D1 teams in the Anaheim League will be advancing into playoffs, and I believe a D2 team from that division will be making their way up to make it an even 8 at the D1 level. appreciate everybody watching this year, as well as those who've been watching from seasons prior. And what will probably be my final season broadcasting, as the reason I'm standing here in a cold rink will be moving on and graduating. And before I forget, Merry Christmas. Hope everybody has a safe holiday. And as much as everybody hates the joke, we'll see you next year.